You hear that? Do you hear that? That's the sounds of episode 2, weeks 3 and 4 of the best online dynasty in the world. That's right, you're coming here for one thing and one thing only, and that is jam-packed action. From start to finish, upsets, blowouts, storylines that you're not going to find anywhere else. You've come to the right place, I tell you that right now. Strap in, because I've got 40 minutes of absolute awesomeness coming your way. And it starts with Delaware and Oklahoma State. Coach Mo Shiesty versus the Slug in an absolute heater, right? Oklahoma State scores a touchdown, goes up 43-42. And as you can tell, the lag, not very good. And EA decides that they're going to strike. This is fast forward and 2 times speed. This went on way longer than this as well. This is just about a minute worth of what each coach saw on their screen. Neither one of them wanted to quit. Eventually, they got to a point where they were like, okay, this is not going to happen. It's not going to fix itself, so they're going to have to play it again. And play it again they did. We're going to look from Coach Mo Shiesty's point of view this time, and it was Oklahoma State that got on the board first. The Slug had his offense rolling in this one. And they did it again on the very next drive. They find pay dirt for a second time. And yet again in the red zone on their third possession, a little RPO bubble. That is number 3, 27-0 now after a couple of field goals. And Delaware finally gets on the board. Big touchdown there, 27-7. Now they're back in the red zone. Blue Hen offense is looking dominant right now. And they find the end zone. I believe it is Brendan McQueen, who's been phenomenal for the Blue Hens to start this season. 27-14 game now. So it's 2 touchdowns, but you're just not going to be able to get away with that kind of off coverage. The out route was there, and that is Big 12 speed right there. It's the difference between Power 4 and Group of 5. At this point, this game is all but decided, but this is a highlight of the century. Whoop! That is a beautiful juke move. 3 of them caught 3 ankles. Are you kidding me with that spin move? EA, do you see what you took from us? You should be ashamed of yourself with that performance, taking away an all-time classic. Big win for Oklahoma State. We got another big game here. Ohio traveling to Tallahassee to take on the Seminoles. And, well, the connection wasn't great, as you could tell by the choppiness. It was a fantastic day for the offense. They didn't care about the choppiness of this stream. Florida State didn't find the end zone there, but it didn't matter. Ohio punched right back, and then they kept punching. It was one of those where you get the knockout blow, and then you're just on the ground wailing, and the referee does not jump in at any point during the match. Another RPO bubble for a touchdown. Yeah, you read that right. 58-10. Bobcats just pummeling Florida State. Oh boy, are you ready for this? We've got a rematch for the 5th time. Jalen Mbakwe, we've seen this once or twice before. He finds the end zone on the kick return. That's right, we got Coach Lou Brown and Coach Doug Hudson facing off for a 5th time in 3 seasons. Coach Lou Brown, and another one. Are you kidding me? Another kick return back-to-back to start this game. What the hell is going on? But yes, this is the 5th time they are playing each other. 2 times in the regular season when Coach Lou Brown was at Jacksonville State. 2 times in Conference USA Championship game. Middle Tennessee, Doc Hudson, 2-2 against Coach Lou Brown. Both of them coming in the conference championship game, and both keep exchanging touchdowns early in this one. 14 all ball game. Julian Duggar, he's looking a little worse for wear right now, but finds his running back out of the backfield to take a 21-14 lead, and then hands it off up the middle. Fighting in the end zone is Anthony Clements to take a 2-score lead. Right before the half, though, Arkansas had the answer. This one on the quick out route. That is just not good enough coverage. That is a touchdown. And Arkansas started with the ball in the second half, too. And they found the end zone yet again, tying this thing up in the blink of an eye. Middle Tennessee on their first possession of the second half got a little play action from Duggar. He's going to find Eugene Hilton in the end zone for a touchdown to take the 35-28 lead. Now in the 4th quarter, back in the red zone. It's 4th and 2. This is a big one. Caught in the end zone, Jarius Shaw. That takes a 2-possession lead now for the Blue Raiders. Arkansas trying to do everything they can, rolling out of the pocket. That is another touchdown. Razorbacks find the end zone. Oh no. It's a kickoff. What's going to happen? Mbakwe again, his second of the game. This guy is a nightmare. Just don't kick it to him. I mean, what are we doing? 49-35 is your final. Coach Doug Hudson finally gets one up on Coach Lou Brown. Louisiana taking on SMU, trying to upset the ACC foe. They find the end zone first in this one, and they would also find it second. Great day so far for this Cajuns defense that has struggled time and time again. It looks like Coach Kringleberry might be figuring it out a little bit for that defense. They find the end zone again right there. CJ Hester having himself quite a day, and he's going to find the end zone again. Check out that cut, busting angles and finding the end zone. I mean, that doesn't get you pumped up. I don't know what does. Giving the ball to Hester again. Whoop! Oh, my God. Yeah, and that's a lot of green. I don't think anybody's going to catch him. Hester with the all-time day, 250 yards on the ground, I think, and another 80. I think he went over 300 yards all-purpose. Just unbelievable game from him and the Raging Cajuns to go to 2-1. Nevada looking to go to 2-1 as well against Coach Sonnenberger Jr. So you already know the outcome of this game, right? We know that this Texas State team is one of the worst that we've seen in the country. They may not compete at the Division II level, how bad they are, and it's Michael Ford just having a day against these guys. Listen, if Michael Ford was anywhere else in the country, you'd probably be talking about him as a Heisman candidate with how well he runs the football, but you're not, because he's at Nevada, and that's the problem with you, okay? Just internalize that a little bit. Big win there for Nevada, 38-3. The Bobcats don't even find the end zone. That's how dominant they were. Kansas looking for their first win of this season, trying to also move to 1-0 in Big 12 conference play, getting on the board early against Texas Tech. Now in the second quarter, facing a 4th and goal. The fullback has got the answer. He finds the end zone, breaking the plane there to take the 2-possession lead. And then the running back out of the backfield. That is just enough for the touchdown. I mean, this is an ass whooping at this point. 21-0. Jayhawks up on the Red Raiders. And Marshall is going to find his running back on the wheel route. That was a beautifully designed play. Props to Coach on that one. And then just because you can, why not put another one on the board? 35-10. Jayhawks get on the board. That's a big win for Coach Crowley. App State and Marshall taking each other on in some Sun Belt action. And listen, the spread for this game was like 32.5, which is insane considering that both of these teams play in the Sun Belt. And you saw early why that. Whoop! Oh, man, that is just, that's embarrassing. That is, I mean, you might have to hang up the cleats after that play right there. It's 14-0, and we're even going to have a punt return touchdown. Yes, I'm going to spoil it for you, because why would I be showing you a punt return if it's not a touchdown? This is all in the first quarter, by the way. We have not transported to a different quarter. Now we have. It's 21-0. App State has the ball again, and RPO action, a little juke move. Yeah, 59-0. That's kind of what we expected. You should have taken App State and the points. If you didn't, you're an idiot. Coach Goon and the Shants trail UCF. The 2-0 UCF Knights, by the way, 20-14, and we're just going to chuck up a prayer before halftime. I'm not really sure why. We were on our own 14-yard line, and this one is going to get returned. Oh, my. And this is the type of stuff that Coach Goon does that makes it impossible to think that he can ever win the big games. Like, what possesses you to do that? However, they had the offense humming in the second half. Tavian St. Clair finds his running back on the Texas route. I mean, just a thing of beauty. Great pass, drifting out of the pocket. And then on their second drive of the second half, we're going to find our receiver deep. That is a beautiful, I'm going to say a beautiful ball yet again, because it was. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Shant's now on top, 28-27. Now, if this defense can do something it's never done before, get a stop, they would be able to extend their lead. And there's a reason why I said they've never done it before, because they're incapable of getting a key stop when it is needed. So now they trail again, Coastal does. But listen, when you got a guy like Tavian St. Clair at quarterback, does it matter if you're trailing? You feel good about your ability to win any ball game. That throw right there up the seam, pressing the issue. Oh, my God, disgusting. And then this run right here seals the deal, 50-41. Big win for the Shants. They moved to 2-1 on the season. Missouri State and UL Monroe. We've got Coach Dustin Wagner and Coach Hugh Janus. Both teams looking for their first win. And it was the Missouri State Bears. Whoop! That's a nice juke move. I mean, I'm not sure who he was juking, but it worked. And they're going to get on the board first. And that offense really found their groove early on in this one. We're still in the first quarter, second drive of the game. Yeah, that one is beautiful. Great job drifting back in the pocket to allow your receiver to develop downfield while not allowing the pressure to get to you. But then right back down the field is ULM Warhawks find the end zone. That is, I mean, basically the same thing. You attack the blitz by giving yourself time to allow for separation down the field. Now 14-7, and this is, I mean, just a beautiful throw. Like, this Missouri State offense is humming. Like, I don't think we've seen it hum under Coach Wagner yet. Like, this is them finding their groove, it feels like. I don't know. I feel like we're going in the right direction, but then the Warhawks answer right back. That is a gritty play to go head first into that pile there. Doesn't matter, though, because the Bears kept thumping. 48-26. ULM now to 0-3. Missouri State to 1-2. So two teams to keep an eye on to see kind of how that win or loss changes their season. Utah State. This is the one everybody's excited for. Utah State almost able to pull off the upset last year. Can they figure out a way to do it this year? Early returns say no. And I might have just completely made up the fact that they almost pulled the upset last year. I can't remember what the score of that game was, but I feel like it was close. This one was not. 24-0 now. The Utes are up on the Aggies, and this is embarrassing. You're going to have to live a whole year with this sour taste in your mouth because of how poorly you played in this game. Down 31-0 late in the third quarter. It wouldn't be all for naught, though. Gabe Dickey showing off the arm a little bit, and they did score some late, but it's garbage time touchdowns. Those don't actually count. Everybody knows that. 45-23, though, is going to show up as the final score. Miami is taking on Notre Dame. Coach Cam King up 2 touchdowns already on the Hurricanes. Oh, man, that's a nice little play there. Broken tackle, just showing some speed. We're at the 2-minute now, though, and this one's kind of close. We were up by 18. They get the 2-point conversion, so this is a 3-point ball game. 3rd and 6. I mean, if they get this, it's over, so that's not. Oh, my God, it got picked. Oh, my God, it got picked. And Miami's got a chance to make something happen here and send this game into overtime. I cannot believe what we're seeing. Oh, my God, what a throw. Oh, my God, what a throw. That is unbelievable. And with 17 seconds, that seems like an odd amount of time to leave on the clock with, because you don't have any more timeouts, I guess. They send this thing to OT. This is unbelievable. First drive for Notre Dame in overtime. Oh, my God, that cutback was disgusting. Talk about reading the flow of the defense. And I love that. That is poetry in motion. Miami facing a 4th and 5 now. Do or die time. You have to convert here, and he goes down. Notre Dame gets the big win at Miami, beating number 3 team in the country. Let's take a look back at the scores that were in week 3. Coastal Carolina, big win over UCF. They now moved to 2-1 on this season. Listen, they need to play really well getting into Sunbelt action. That is a good game to get you going in the right direction. App State looks like the dominant force that they have always been in the Sunbelt. Louisiana, big win over SMU. Did get close to there at the end, but that is a new trajectory, program-altering win for the Cajuns. Utah owns Utah State. We don't really have to talk much more about that game. Nevada just pound on Texas State, just wailing on them. Really just one of those stop, he's already dead moments. And then Notre Dame, we just saw a big win over Miami. That one is going to help their chances for the college football playoff, you have to imagine. Middle Tennessee, big win over an Arkansas team that looked really formidable after the first 2 weeks. And obviously, round number 5 between those two coaches offered another great game. Oklahoma State, big win over Delaware, but we do not forget what EA took from us, because that is not what the final score should have been. We should have been coming down to a field goal. Delaware had a chance to win the ball game instead. That's what's going to show up. EA, you're going to rue the day. You're going to rue the day. Missouri State, big win over ULM. I mean, listen, this Missouri State team, I've been trying to tell you. I feel like we're headed in the right direction here under Coach Wagner. You better watch out in Conference USA for this team, okay? You better watch out. Ohio, I mean, just putting their massive junk on the table, on the forehead of Florida State, and that job may be coming open because of how badly they got beat in their own stadium, and then Kansas taking it to Texas Tech. That is a 25-point win. They are 1-0 in the Big 12. And I'll tell you what, right now, that Jayhawk offense, they look fun, but the defense is finally figuring it out. And if that defense, if they figure it out, I mean, Coach Crowley, if his defenses figure it out, man, watch out, because we know that they can score the rock. That could be a scary team coming into the rest of the season. We got to talk about players of the week. No national players of the week, but in the Big 12 is Kyron Duhan with 2 sacks, 7 TFLs, and a PBU to go along with 9 tackles. And then Caleb Hicks, this dude is unbelievable. 24 carries, 248 rushing yards, 10.3 a carry, 3 rushing touchdowns. I'm telling you, if you don't put that guy in your Heisman race, you are doing it wrong. This guy is unbelievable. We talk about Conference USA now. Hekeo Malone, 8 tackles, a sack, 2 TFLs, 2 INTs, and a PBU. Come on, baby. What a game from him to win at UL Monroe. And then Jalen Mbakwe also had a receiving touchdown, but the 2 kick return touchdowns is why he's on this list. Let's be honest. He is a dude. As you can see, Notre Dame is going to win those every single time. And then Glenn McFarland, 2 sacks, 5 TFLs, and a forced fumble against Florida State. I mean, he might have been better than every single player on Florida State that day. He was unbelievable. And then for the Mountain West, David Wells Jr., man, this guy, he is your Corey Thompson Jr. replacement. 14 catches, 189 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Does it get any better than that? Maybe, yes, but that was still a really good stat line, okay? And then in the Sun Belt, you look at Jamarlee Riddle. This guy's unbelievable. I mean, one of the best safeties in the country. 3 tackles, a TFL, 2 INTs, a PBU, and took one of them back for a touchdown. And then CJ Hester, 15 carries, 216 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 3 catches, 80 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. This dude is unfreaking believable. Okay, put him in your Heisman race right now. And speaking of those Cajuns, we're going to take a look at them first. They're already 1-0 in conference. They're 2-1 on the season. They're taking on the worst team in the Sun Belt. Great way to get that wins column stacked up, and that is a perfect way to start the PA boot rollout to Babineau. He is wide open in the flat. That is a easy money touchdown. First drive of the game for Texas State. They are moving it a little bit with a little bit of luck on the side, almost threw a couple of interceptions. That is a head top. Next play would be a touchdown for Texas State. Yeah, that's an embarrassing one in the film room, but it's okay because the Cajuns came back down the field and they scored, because of course they did. Now up 14-7. We're late in the second quarter, but what in the world is going on? This thing's tied up at 14. Are you kidding me? But the Cajuns march right back down the field and do so quickly. And then it's Brian Kordovich. I mean, that dude is unbelievable for the touchdown. And they have an opportunity to go up 28-14 here before the half, but they don't have any timeouts, and they throw it short of the end zone. They're going to try to go no huddle. Maybe they can get something off here, but they're going to change the play. What are they doing? Oh, my God, they're not going to get this off. Are you kidding? Oh, man, that is clock management malpractice right there. Back in the red zone, though, in the second half, and Lunch Winfield throws a bad interception. I mean, had the guy open in the flat, forces the slant. That one is picked off, and Texas State drove right down the field and punches it in the end zone, tying this ball game up at 21. Louisiana now on offense. 2nd and 23. Lunch is throwing the seam on a screen. What the frick was that? Oh, my God. Is that not the worst play you've ever seen in your life? Texas State milking the clock to go 40 yards, and they're going to score with 2.5 minutes left. Oh, my God. Fortunately, Louisiana's offense finally figures it out and marches down the field themselves to tie this thing up at 28. 3rd and 2 now. We're showing a little mid-blitz, double mug. Look, quarterback gets it off. Tight end wide open. He's got room to run. But Louisiana's not going to tackle him. What are they doing? What are they doing? He's just going to run out at the 4-yard line. And they just waste the rest of the clock. Texas State, the team that was probably 185 in the country, if not worse, is going to beat Louisiana. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, Coach Sonnenberger Jr. gets in the win column. I didn't think it was going to be possible. I think you have to fire Hingham Kringleberry. I think you have to fire him. I'm sorry to App State that I'm not talking about your game, but you're probably going to beat the piss out of North Carolina. You have to fire Hingham Kringleberry. What the hell was that? Oh my God, what an embarrassing loss. App State up 14-7. Now we'll finally talk about the Mountaineers, and they're going to score again. It looks like a similar play that we saw earlier. Interesting. You know, as I start to watch more App State games, do they have any other plays, or do they run the same 7? Well, that's a different play. Pick 6. I mean, that was beautiful. You just read the flat. I don't know why the quarterback was trying to throw it there. Nice win, 30 points in Chapel Hill. Okay, I see you, Mountaineers. Delaware taking on FIU. The Panthers up 7-0 early. It doesn't matter. That's Clay Royer right there. He's going to find the end zone on the direct snap. That was a well-blocked and well-designed play. But FIU scores another touchdown. Doesn't matter. Brendan McQueen, your new Jake Bradell. Yeah, that's right. Noah Vitko doesn't exist anymore. Jake Bradell, Brendan McQueen is that guy. And then to the running back, as this game's tied up, not anymore. 31-17 now, field goal and a touchdown later. And Mason Kelsey is going to find, is that McQueen again? It looks like, no, that's Pickens, I think, or Pippins. There's so many names that I try to remember. I remember more of the Conference USA names, if you know why. Good on you. Western Kentucky and Utah State taking each other on in some Conference USA Mountain West action. I feel like we see a lot of these kinds of crossovers. Western Kentucky and the Hilltoppers get on the board first, but this Utah State team led by Gabe Dickey, the Dickmeister, he finds the end zone. What a throw. What a catch. What a touchdown. And now they're going into I formation. You don't see this a ton from Utah State, but it works to perfection. That is big, brute muscle and force getting into the end zone right there. Hilltoppers now down by 7 points to Coach Taylor, and Utah State needs something to go right here. They're on the inside zone. That, my friends, is a touchdown. Great play. Just wonderfully executed, wonderfully blocked. There was a couple pancakes in there as well. Just, chef's kiss. But the defense, you could not get to stop before the half. Ties this thing up. They let the lead go, and now Utah State leads 21-14. I promise you English is my first language, okay? I promise you. I know it sometimes doesn't seem like it, but I assure you it is. Holy shit, what a throw! Oh my God! Right before the half expires. Are you kidding me? And Western Kentucky's going to start with the ball in the second half, and Brad Smith, who's already been phenomenal so far today, going to sneak this one in there to take the lead 28-21. Utah State, what do you have for me? That is, how is that not picked off? They read that the entire way. I am stunned right now. Now the Aggies have the ball back again. Defense stepping up and making plays. That is another handoff from the eye. That is another touchdown. Wow, Utah State. I don't know if anybody would have picked them coming into this game, but they're about to pull off the upset. 4th and goal for the Hilltoppers. Game on the line. Either touchdown or drown here. And they're going to drown. Oh my God. Utah State with the win. Emphatic. 3-1 on this season. Holy hell. Let's go, Eric Taylor. Mountain West, here we come. Middle Tennessee looking to just put the hurting on Sam Houston. Desmond James with the catch in the end zone there. A lot of time in the pocket for Julian Duggar. And that would be a theme of the day. I mean, just look at this. Look at the pocket that he had. Finds Jalen Mbakwe. He reaches across the line. That is another touchdown. They get a safety as well, because why not? So it's 23-0 now. And then Mbakwe for the second time today. He would have 3 of them in this game on like 4 catches, I think. I mean, this was just an embarrassing performance for this Sam Houston team. Hollywood Smothers showing off the moves. Oh my God. Did you have to do them like that, Hollywood? 60-point win in conference. That is mean, man. Coastal Carolina and Old Dominion in a battle for who is going to challenge App State for that second spot in the conference title game. Or maybe force them to not make it at all. I mean, we'll see. Tank Hawkins. Remember when I told you to learn the name if you haven't yet? Well, this is why, man. The dude is unbelievable. 14-0 now, Old Dominion up. This Coastal defense is a liability. Oh, my God, Tavian St. Clair. That is why you go out and spend $5 million on that quarterback. I don't know. Probably not. They probably just gave him a bunch of Natty Light, if we're being honest. It's Coastal Carolina. I mean, now they're up 21-14. I have no idea what has happened. Old Dominion, please get your shit together. Okay, we do. 21-all now, right before the half. 12 seconds left. Surely Coach Kuhn's going to do something stupid here. Actually, he's going to score a touchdown. Take a 28-21 lead in the halftime, and they get the ball coming out, and they drive right down the field. Tight end underneath. That is about as easy as it gets. 35-21 now, Old Dominion. I need you to rain on here. Do something for me, Narcs. That is Turbo Richard finding the end zone out of the I formation. It was a wonderfully blocked play. I mean, just that is how you teach the blocking scheme out of the I formation. That's a pick. Guess where we're going? That is a pick 6. We're going to the crib. We're going to dance because obviously Coach Goon is going to do something stupid and have his quarterback throw into triple coverage on a bad pass, pressure in his face. The extra point was blocked, though, so still with the lead are the Chants. They would then extend the lead, and then their defense would actually step up and make a few plays down the stretch, and they would score another touchdown. Maybe? Yes, they did, and there was a lot of scoring late in this game, 67-48. I mean, what are we doing? Come on, can we have some decorum, please? Just play some defense, for God's sakes. BYU, Kansas looking to go to 2-0 in the Big 12. BYU had other plans early in this one, though. That was kind of a glitchy touchdown. Doesn't matter. Tiquan Falah. Touchdown! Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's fast. Like, we know this about him. He is pretty much the entire Kansas offense at this point. How is that ball not picked? I mean, I feel like Coach Crowley has some of the worst luck you'll ever see. It doesn't matter. Tiquan Falah is too good to be denied. I mean, this guy should be on your Heisman ballots as well. Like, we've got a lot of Heisman hype with some of these guys. Jonathan Paylor, obviously Tiquan Falah, CJ Hester. Although, I don't know where he was in the game against Texas State. Like, what are we doing? And then we're going to run up the score here because why not, right? Why not put your balls on the table? Let your nuts hang a little bit. 28-14, 2-0 Kansas Jayhawks. Held another team to below 20 points. Just want to point that out, okay? Oklahoma State and Notre Dame taking each other on in some non-con action. We got the slug. We got Coach Cam King. That was a forced pass, and we're going back the other direction. In a 3-point ball game, a pick 6 turns the tides quite a bit. However, short memory, goldfish, they say. The Oklahoma State team offense was just, they were firing this game. And they continued to do so despite the interception. They didn't let that get to them. The problem was Jonathan Paylor decided he was going to take over this game and firmly plant himself atop the Heisman conversations yet again. I mean, I don't know how much of that was him and how much of that was the blocking. Regardless, it ends in the same result. By the way, that was his 3rd kick return touchdown of the game at that point. His 3rd, yes. Jordan Savage, that is unreal speed. Oh my God. The acceleration out of the cut there, elite. I mean, we're talking about NFL level elite. And Oklahoma State looks to be out of it. But they get the touchdown right there. It's now a 10-point ball game. But you got to stop Jonathan Paylor. And he's tough to catch in the open field, as we found out. And he's going to showboat a little bit, too. I mean, he is just pouring it on the folks in Boone. Like, they live in Boone, man. Be nice to them. Oh, underneath. Okay, what a juke move. We got plenty of grass in front of us. We're going to find the end zone. Okay, back to 10 points. This is all of a sudden becoming an interesting game. Can Oklahoma State get to stop Pokes? Can you do something for me? Oh my God. What the hell? That was unbelievable. I mean, there's no way you take like one of those snapshots before the play. There's no way you think he scores there. The wheel route's open and he finds him. Guys, it's a 10-point game yet again. And Oklahoma State has the ball. 2nd and goal, 40 seconds left. That's a touchdown. Okay, hold on a second. This is going to come down to an onside kick. I mean, I've seen more ridiculous things happen. I mean, there's been a couple of games that have come down to an onside kick that have been recovered. Like, this is, does it get, and 66-63 is old school Big 12. Oh my God, they had a chance at it. Oh no. Oh man, that's going to be, I mean, Oklahoma State played well enough to win that game, but sometimes the other team just out-talents you, and that's kind of what it felt like that was. Marshall, start off with, Coach P. Rizzi. How many pick 6s have we thrown? Like, I could probably go back and count. I don't know if I want to, but I feel like we've probably thrown a ridiculous amount of pick 6s, and you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball almost every game by doing so. Just stop, maybe. I don't know. It's just like some friendly advice from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. They do find the end zone to cut it to 7, though, so we're not out of it yet. We're still in this ball game. So you just need a couple of stops, need a couple of scores, get your first win of the season. Oh man, that's not how you're going to do that. 38-7 is, at least you scored a touchdown, I guess, and not the sad field goal. ULM trailing FCS. We already have seen one FCS loss. Please do not let it happen again. We can't have a second in the same season. Fortunately, it looks like the Warhawks are going to figure it out here. They're up 24-13. I mean, the quarterback is just putting the team on his back here, saying, you know what? If you guys can't score, I will. Okay? Leave me alone. Now 31-20. We're going to run some speed option. That ball is pitched out. And there is nobody in front of him. I mean, you talk about yards after contact. There was 0 yards before contact. I think that's 80 yards before contact. Yep, that's ridiculous. 44-20. ULM finally gets in the win column to start the season. Ohio and Arkansas. I mean, these are two of the better teams in the league. So I'm excited to see how this thing squares up. Ohio gets on the board first. Jace Clarizio with the direct snap, finding the end zone. Now Arkansas in the red zone, 3rd and 6, and that ball's out quick on a little out route. That is a touchdown. Beautiful play call there to play the leverage, get it out quickly, find the end zone, and then the next time Arkansas touches the ball early in the second quarter is another touchdown. Ohio, after failing to keep serve, now on offense, and it's Clarizio cutting back, breaking a tackle, and man, there is nobody left to catch him, and Clarizio's got some speed too. It might not be SEC speed, but it's good enough to keep away from these guys. Tied up at 14 now yet again. Not yet again. Tied up yet again. This time it's at 14. Oh my God, what a throw. Off the back foot, pressure in his face, finding the guy underneath. 21-14 now. We've got some motion on the goal line. That one is handed off to the running back. That is another touchdown for the Bobcats. 21-all again. I did it again. Just 21-all. Tied yet again. And that's a bubble screen. That's Brown, I believe, for a touchdown. I can't read the names. I'm trying my best to learn some of these new teams and the players on their teams. But man, it's tough. I already got so much knowledge from their old team stuff. What the hell? Are you kidding me? That is the best throw I've ever seen in my life. 2 guys in his face, and he does that. This quarterback is having, I mean, he didn't play well last week, but he's having the day of his life. That's a 21-point win for the Razorbacks against a really good Ohio team. Ohio now 2-2 on the season. They may have just kissed their playoff dreams goodbye with that loss right there. Missouri State taking on New Mexico State in their first Conference USA action of this season. The Texas route gets them on the board there, and they're up 14-7, but that is a misplayed ball in the air, and New Mexico State is going to capitalize with the touchdown. So it's 14-all as the Bears back in the red zone. Oh my God. So I don't quite understand the thought process there. You're running it to the, I mean, if you're going to run a bubble there, why run it to the weak side? You run that to the wide side, but also, why don't you just run the ball? Watching too much Western Kentucky film, if you ask me. But they do find the end zone there. They bounce back a little bit. They're down 31-21 though, so they're down 10 points here in the fourth quarter. They've got to get 2 touchdowns, and they need them quickly. Perfect. That is how you follow the guide. Defense makes a stop. Oh, this is going to come down to it. I mean, are they going to go for the end zone here? Are you going to try to get into field goal range? 8 seconds left. You need something. It looks like they're going to throw it short. Oh, he didn't catch it. Oh, they're saying he did? I don't know if he caught that. The field goal to send this thing to overtime. It looks good. It is. We're going to OT. Free football, everybody. Missouri State starting with the ball, 2nd and goal. Okay. You did it once. I let it go. You do it a second time? Another red zone interception? Okay, you know how this one ends. At least the defense pushed him back a little bit, but this is going to be over with the field goal. That one is up, and it is pushed right. The Bears have life. Are you kidding me? New Mexico State kicks the field goal. It means a touchdown wins it for Missouri State, and they get in there. Are you serious right now? Missouri State, I mean, just the most improbable victory you will ever see. They've done it. 37-34 final. Nevada taking on Air Force. This is a team they have no trouble with. And Michael Ford decided he was going to have a little field day with them. I mean, he got a lot of cardio in, if you know what I mean. I don't know why I said it like that. He just ran the ball a lot. Typical stuff for this Nevada offense. Up 14-0 now. on the Falcons, and we can make that 21-0. Do you want to make it 28-0? Can I raise you 28-0? Because I'm going to raise you 28-0. That's a lot of room right there. Of course, it's going to end in a touchdown. 38-7 is your final big win for the Wolfpack. Again, let's take a look back at the scores that were this time in week 4. Arkansas, big win over Ohio. They moved to 3-1 on the season. And man, if they can play well in SEC play, it's looking like this team is a playoff team based off what we've seen so far. Same thing with Notre Dame. They do have a big matchup coming up in a couple of weeks with App State. But until then, it feels like this Notre Dame team, they're a team of destiny almost. Kansas, and I'm sorry, I should talk about the other teams. That's my bad. Ohio, tough loss, 2-2 on the season. Probably kills your chances at the playoffs, but you never know. I wouldn't rule it out. Crazier things have happened. Oklahoma State, that is a tough way to lose the ball game, but your team showed fight, your team showed grit. I'm telling you, I think this team could be scary in the Big 12. And because you're in the Big 12, hey, your playoff hopes are alive as well, okay? Just think about that. Kansas defeats BYU. Kansas, right now, in my opinion, is the team to beat in the Big 12. They're well coached. They don't make a ton of mistakes. They play good complementary football. And they got Tiquan Falah, man. That guy is unbelievable. In the Sun Belt, as you can see, there's a lot of Sun Belt teams that we have to cover. App State, big win over North Carolina. I'm not sure this is going to do much for their resume, but beating a Power 4 team by 30 points is pretty fucking cool. I mean, do we have to talk about this Louisiana game again? Because I really don't want to. Like Texas State, congratulations to Hardy Sonnenberger Jr. on getting that win, because I genuinely didn't think you were going to win a game this year. So I'm very happy that you were able to. But what in the hell was that performance from the Cajuns? One of the most embarrassing things you will ever see in your life. Old Dominion puts up 48 points. Normally it's enough to win, but not against Coastal Carolina. You're probably going to have to put up 80 if you want to beat them, which is possible because their defense is garbage, okay? It is garbage. Marshall gets embarrassed at home by Georgia Southern, only puts up a touchdown. We can't be throwing pick sixes and expecting to win. I mean, the way that Marshall is going to win now is going to be a checklist. Did you throw a pick six? If you check the box, you lost the game. It's as simple as that at this point. ULM finally gets in the win column, win over the FCS Northwest. I think they're the Mustangs or the Stallions or something like that. It doesn't matter what they are. They got belt to ass, okay? That's a 24-point victory for the Warhawks. Middle Tennessee just taking it out on Sam Houston just because. Delaware, big win over FIU. The game was close for a little bit, then put up 66 points on them because, of course, they did. And then Missouri State, big Conference USA win. Now, I mean, it's the first one on the season. Watch out for this team. I'm telling you. Listen, they might have Team of Destiny written on them as well, just based off of the way that they won that game. And then Utah State with a little bit of a surprising victory over Western Kentucky. Coach Eric Taylor, Coach of the Year. There's talk. There's early talk of it. I mean, if he wins the Mountain West, if he's fighting for a playoff spot, we're talking about it for sure. Nevada. And I feel like we've overlooked Nevada a little bit, okay? And that's not fair to Nevada because they're a well-coached team. They probably have the best player in all of the Mountain West in Michael Ford. We gotta see it. I mean, these two teams will eventually play each other, so I'm really excited for that game. But let's not gloss over the fact that Nevada is playing pretty good football right now, and they have one of the best rushing attacks in the country, and they're playing good defense as well. That complementary football thing that we talked about with Kansas, Nevada does it really well too. So you just gotta watch out for them. They're kind of sitting there, underrated right now, but they could strike at any moment. And when they do, you better. I told you so. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be taking a victory lap. Okay, I'm gonna be doing that. Let's talk about some players of the week. National players of the week come from the SEC and Conference USA, but we're gonna talk about the SEC because Jaylen Brown. I was right. It is Jaylen Brown. 7 catches, 221 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. Oh boy. Wow. That is a big day at the office. Ohio just could not cover him, it seems like. And then in the Big 12, Jackson Holman. Notre Dame had trouble covering him. 11 catches, 186 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. We saw, I believe, 2 of them maybe in this game. I can't remember. There's too many people, too many names. Brendan McQueen, 13 catches, 235 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. He is probably not going to win the Biletnikoff just because there's so many other names, but he's a guy that probably should be up for consideration. He's been awesome this year. Louis, I don't know, whatever you want to go with. Gibbs gets Defensive Player of the Week honors in the Mountain West. 10 tackles, a sack, 2 TFLs, and an interception. Hey, man, that's a fantastic day at the office. You should be proud of yourself. And then we've already talked about Jaylen Brown in the SEC, so let's talk about Selman Bridges. 5 tackles, INT, 3 PBUs. They could not get no fly zone. Like, could not get the ball past him. And they kept trying, so I guess you get points for that, but probably shouldn't have. And then the Sun Belt, Tank Hawkins. This guy, unbelievable. 8 catches, 171 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. He also probably had some kick return touchdowns that I didn't include in the highlight tape. I mean, this guy used to do it all. Like, if anybody can stop him, it's a big if. Congratulations, because nobody seemed to figure it out yet. That'll do it for episode 2 of The League. Hey, if you like this video, I would appreciate a like. I would also appreciate if you hit that subscribe button while you're down there, and then maybe hit that notification bell. I mean, if you feel so obliged, I would feel very appreciated if you did. Just saying. That is all I have for you today. Fantastic episode. I'm telling you, 5 and 6 we're gonna keep stacking W's, right? That's what they say. Keep stacking W's. Well, we're gonna continue to do just that. So, thank you all for watching. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the flip. See ya.